Today is Wednesday, Parashat Noach. There are two structures that Hashem commanded us to build. One was the Mishkan, the sanctuary that traveled with them in the desert. The tabernacle, as it's called, that's the Mishkan. And the other one is the Teva that Hashem asked Noach to build. Gave him specifications how to build this Teva. There is a difference between these two structures. One, the Mishkan, the structure, is really to elevate us spiritually. It was a kind of a connection with Hashem. This is where the divine presence was. This is the generation that received the Torah, that saw the great miracles of in Egypt, of the parting of the Red Sea. The Mishkan was for them as a connection with Hashem, to elevate them spiritually, to have that the service being done by the Kohanim, the Kohen Gadol. But the Teva, that structure, was more for protection, to protect Noach and his family and the representative of all the species of the world, to protect them from the flood waters, from the Mabul. Rabbi Hutner, in comparing these two type of structures, the Mishkan and the Teva, points out that nowadays the Jewish day schools are like a Teva, like that structure that protected Noach and his family. There are so many bad influences out there in society, wrong values, people that are really misguided in terms of their approach to life, that being out there in the public school system, for instance, is a very, very risky situation for a young child who's so influenced by whatever he's taught and whatever he sees around him. That's why the schools of today, the Jewish day schools of today, are like a Teva of Noach. And that's why it's so important to make sure that our kids, that our children get to be in that context. Because when we've seen children that have gone into public schools over the years, there's such negative influence that when they grow to be adults, that stays with them, and there is no comparison with somebody who went through the Jewish day school system, which is compared like to a Teva, where they are surrounded by people with the same values, where they get the teachings of the Torah and the teachings of our rabbis to keep them on the right track. So that's why it's compared somewhat to the Teva. But one other idea from the parasha of this week, it says Tohar Ta'aseh Teva. You make it Tzohar. What is it, Tzohar? So there are various explanations. One of them was there was a window that let the light in. Another one is there was such a jewel, a precious stone inside the Teva that shed light into the Teva and illuminated the Teva. But the word Teva in Hebrew also means a word. A word, so like when we say a prayer, the prayer is composed of words. Tzohar Ta'aseh Teva, illuminate the words. So when you say the prayer, it should be said with the kavanah, with the proper kavanah, the proper intention, with having in mind what it is that you're saying, and illuminate the Teva, the words, rather than saying them just as rote. So these are just some of the ideas associated with Noach, the Teva, and the parasha of this week. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.